Hey guys, my name's Shelby and I'm with the Rogers Public Library. And this week for Full Steam Ahead, I want to talk to you guys about lions, right? So the scientific name for lions is Panthera leo, right? So Panthera is the genus. It includes most of the big cats, including things like leopards and tigers and jaguars, but not animals like cheetahs and cougars or mountain lions, the kind of big cats that we have here in the United States. Um, right, there's two different kinds of lions. One is the African lion. These are lions that live in Africa. And there's also the Asiatic lion. The difference is that Asiatic lions are a little bit smaller. And they tend to have manes that are a little bit smaller as well, right? So the biggest male lions are up to 500 pounds, and the biggest female lions are a little bit over 300 pounds, right? And they're the second biggest big cat after tigers. So the African lion has a pretty wide distribution across sub-Saharan Africa, but the Asiatic lion only lives in and around a specific region of India in the state called Gujarat. Right. So I want to show you guys a craft this week. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a lion collage, right? So this is one that I painted. We're going to be doing a slightly modified version here. To see if we can get it a little bit less complicated, right? What I did with this one is painted. What we're going to be doing in the craft today, instead of painting it, we're going to be getting a piece of paper and cutting it out into a line shape and pasting that on over the mane. Right, so we get a piece of paper. This is going to be our surface. And then we have scraps of magazine, right? So just magazine pages. I got ones that are kind of like brown and red and yellow, like you could say warm earth tones. And I tore them up into tiny strips. Now I'm getting glue. You can also use Mod Podge, or you can make your own glue out of something like wheat or starch, right? So we get some glue, and we're gonna put some down on the page right here. And we're just gonna be making kind of a circular shape, right? And this is gonna be our mane. And we do want them to overlap a little bit, right? That's part of collaging is making everything overlap a little bit. I think this one needs a little bit more glue, just so it'll stick down a little better. And you want to glue the tops and the bottoms, right? That just helps it stick together a little bit better. And it doesn't matter that this one has a little bit of green on it, because that's going to be underneath the lion. We're not going to really see that, right? We're just going to see the ends of the paper. You can also, if you just have plain newspaper, you can mix that in with you can mix your glue with a little bit of paint and then add color that way. You don't necessarily have to use colored pieces of paper. Okay. So this is a really adaptable craft, right? There's not just one way of doing it, right? So now we have our mane, right? It's basically a circle. And now we have our lion, right? We're gonna have kits here at the library that you can pick up with the newspaper and the lion's head. But if you want to make a lion head on your own, it's pretty easy. So here, I'll just show you pretty quickly how to sketch a lion. Right, so you can see they kind of have a pear-shaped head, right? And they have the big ears, although you can't really see that well. So what you'll do for that is you want to draw two circles, right? About that far apart, right? And it's better to draw circles because that way it's easier to make them the same size. And then you'll make kind of a pear shape to connect the circles, right? And it's okay if you draw through the lines because you can always flip it over and use that side, right? But that's basically the lion face shape. And to finish, so now I'm going to glue this on. So I'm applying glue to this side that has the marker marks on it, just so it'll look a little bit neater. All right. So we have our lion and we have our lion mane, which reasonably good, right? And now we're gonna finish off by drawing its face on, right? So the main feature of the face, right, is it has this little mouth shape that's kind of like an upside down U, and then it has this big nose, and it's very broad. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna make a couple lines on here, right? So, and then I'm gonna join them together in the middle of its face, right? And we'll bring it up a little bit, right? So that's its mouth. And then I'm making the nose, the very broad nose, right? I'm going to fill it in. Okay. All right, so just a U with the area between the arms filled in. And you can make the nose more complicated than that, but that's just a simple way of doing it. And then these are kind of its nose ridges, right? And then we'll finish off by just putting some eyes here, here, right? So that's a simple lion. If I redid this one, I would probably make the mane a little bit bigger, and maybe center it on the page a little bit more. But I think it turned out pretty well. And again, this was the original, right? So the only difference between this one is that it has paint on it instead of paper. And that works really well too. But you do have to wait for all of the magazine pages to dry and then paint on it, and then you have to wait for the paint to dry before you can paint on top of the paint with the black paint. Right, so it's a little bit more complicated, but definitely totally doable if you have a bit more time. We also have a lot of books about lions here at the library. I showed you guys this one already, I think. We also have this one. It's about the relationship between lions and hyenas, which is actually a really cool ecological concept or issue, you might say, right? Lion hunting, right? This is by Kristen Pope. And then this one is probably my favorite of all. It's called Rise of the Lioness, right? And it's actually about a national park in Africa and how scientists brought lions back into the park area and how that stabilized the ecosystem there. And the name of the park is the Liua Plains, which hopefully I'm saying that right. But that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next Monday.